in this world is my balls and my word. And I don't break them for no. Do you understand?
It's a Big Kids podcast. Check us out at bigkids.com with myself, Abu.
I'm Brian.
Yeah, and today we're literally work has been shit, hasn't it, mate? Like,
You
I
know
think
what?
both of
It's
us
been
have.
rubbish. You know what? You know it's been rubbish, right? Because
Yeah,
we're not that far into this week, and we're already saying it's rubbish. You know, that's not a good sign. But sorry, you
but
know what? I wanted
mm,
to just
mm,
mention because just before we've hit the red button, we were talking about Spike Lee, and
yeah,
well, actually, we ended up talking about Spike Lee because of Samuel L. Jackson. But I thought the
mm,
first big movie he did was Pulp Fiction, but obviously he did do some other bits with
mm.
Spike Lee before. But to be fair, I don't know those movies that he was
Mm,
in.
mm.
And also, one of them he was just playing a crackhead, like a crackhead.
Yeah.
So maybe he wasn't the star of the show, if you know what I'm saying.
But I think the premise of us having that conversation was about like how he managed to make his break pretty late, you know? Because you look at actors like I don't know Tom Holland, who's Spider-Man in the Marvel films, or like is it Michael B. Jordan? Like these guys are relatively young, whereas Samuel Jackson literally made his break when he's like 47.
Mm.
So it's interesting, like how we judge progress in a sense. Like, do you want to be the person who bursts early and like you have all the glitz and glam, or do you just wait it out towards the end?
Well, I don't know if you know Bill Withers, the guy who. Do you know Bill Withers?
Yeah, yeah, it sounds familiar.
Have a little Google, and I'll just go into the story. But Bill Withers, like he,
Oh,
um,
lovely day.
yeah,
How could
that's
I
Bill
forget that
Withers.
song? Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
So Bill Withers, man, he stopped music early, and why? Because literally he was 32, 33, 34, something
Yeah.
like that, my age, and he was already like a kind of uh, he had reached kind of like a class lifestyle in America because he was working manufacturing cars and he was like a production manager or something in the factory in
Mm,
Detroit or some story like that basically. So when he went and got signed by the label and shit, he was level headed. He had his feet firmly on the ground. You know, he
mm,
understood what it is to work 9 to 5 and whatever. So
yeah.
he made his records. You know, there was some songs he couldn't get certain records released or whatever because of the label, and he was pissed off and he said, "You know what? Screw this. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing
Mm,
it." And he made enough money from the classic songs that he wrote that he didn't need to do it. And so, you know, this is the thing. Like when you know what it is to work 9 to 5, maybe you're happy not to have to work. You know, you don't need
mm.
to be stupid rich. You can just be wealthy and not have to work, and it's good enough.
Yeah, yeah. But I guess for the common person, we're even talking about the age of flipping retirement in this flipping place is going to be 70. So it's like, unless you
Well,
got a super grandmaster plan about how you're going to escape the rat race, I don't know how this
well,
shit's
that's
going
the
to
thing.
end.
But one thing I've noticed as well. Well, by the way, I think legally 67, but that's now. I'm sure by the time by the time we're closer to 50, they'll add on a few years. That's what I
Mm.
reckon.
Entirely, man.
But this
But
thing
yeah,
about the rat race, sorry, just before
mm,
we move on to the other thing, what I think is this. This is another thing. If you earn more, you start living to that level,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
so
That becomes a new
sometimes,
standard, would you say?
yeah, but it's not even necessarily a new standard. It's just a new expectation, right? Because after a certain amount of money spent, you're not necessarily living that much better, like in terms of quality of food or whatever. But you're
Mm,
just spending. You spend for convenience. You just live a more convenient life or whatever.
yeah, yeah. Okay, I see. I agree with that point. Like, for example, what's the difference between, I don't know, 100K and 120K
No,
in
no. What
regards
I
to,
mean, what's the difference? Like, what's the real difference between a top end Merc and a Porsche, or a BMW and a Porsche, or a BMW and a Maserati, like, because Maserati will still cost you a lot more. Same with like a Bentley or something like that, or an Aston Martin. What I'm saying is, once you've reached like a very satisfactory level of comfort or prestige or luxury, do you need to go that far? Like, I was listening to Dave, and he had the tune with Stormzy or whatever, and he's chatting about how many Audemars PKs he's got, for example. It's like, but does he like think? Does it actually seem wise to you to spend 30k on a watch, or does that seem like it doesn't?
Excessive.
It kind of seems excessive because he's not that wealthy,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
He could be spending that 31k in many other places. Let me tell you, what if you put in 31k into Bitcoin, for example? Like,
Oh, what? Not in this climate. Maybe a year ago, you'd be laughing.
okay, a year ago, but either way, what I'm saying is, he's not rich enough to be blowing it like 30 grand on a watch when he could already just bought a Rolex and be done. It's a flashy enough, you know. Like, Jay-Z and Kanye can chat about it because
Well,
that
you
shit
can't.
is like a Rolex to them, bro. That shit is closer to a fucking Casio to them.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, making Ralph numbers basically.
yeah, exactly. That's so.
No.
This is what I'm saying. It's like, what I mean is, if you start living that way, sometimes I think you end up more unhappy because you have such a big expectation on spending and everything. I don't know. But anyway, this is getting sidetracked, man. So
Yeah.
what is it? Oh, okay.
Sidetracked, yeah. Talk about sidetracked. Work got sidetracked. The amount of stuff we were supposed to be doing at work got sidetracked.
Yeah,
And why is that? Why is that, Brian?
bro. I mean, it's because of the phone, isn't it?
Listen, I think today, because I've been working from home, right? My phone has always been on me. I've gone to the toilet, I've gone down into the kitchen. Like literally, I've always had my phone on my person, and it's ridiculous now. Like if you wanted to track me, all you have to do is like track my phone, and then you'd know where the
Yeah,
hell I'm at.
yeah, bro. This is what I'm saying. You know what? This is nothing like all the vaccine stuff. Oh, they're installing chips and shit, bro. You're already on your phone. You're spreading all this shit on Facebook already. What the fuck? No, like, really? Some, you know what? Like, some. This is the thing. I do think people forget to remove their heads out of their asses because they think they're so important. Do you know what I mean? I seen like people from fucking dead end towns in England posting shit like, oh, they're gonna track you and shit. I'm thinking, who the fuck are you? Like, social services
Yeah.
barely give a fuck. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Charles.
you know, they left the fucking kid with you to look after, love. Like, really, trust me. Don't you worry. No one fucking cares about you. You know.
Yeah. I think I've realized that because even nowadays, like on web browsers, they've got like these warnings that saying that oh your password's been compromised. Do you want to change it? And in my head, you know what? I'm thinking, who the fuck am I for someone to hack me? Like of all people, like if you were to hack me, you'll just find old photos in my Google Drive or some shit like that. Like, yeah, there is this old idea of like, oh, the MI5 are gonna come bust down my door. I'm gonna end up like fucking Edward Snowden in Siberia or some shit like that. But in most cases, nobody really cares, man.
Yeah, most people know. You know how I know this podcast, mate? That's how I know no one cares. Right? Because this is the thing. It's like you would think, oh shit, I'm recording myself for hours and hours and putting it on the internet, bro. No
Yeah.
one, we ain't even got fucking abuse yet. We ain't even got no one. Do you know what I mean? No one's even come and told us we're shit yet. That's how bad it is. Do you know what I mean? We've not even got haters. You know, I'll be happy when I get my first hater. Then I'll be like, damn,
So yeah,
we
I'm doing
got
something right.
exactly.
Oh, fuck, man.
No, but the phone, man. Like, I'm working from home, and you know, So you know what? You know my buddy Stephen, that Irish dude. He
Yeah,
always says, he asks me. I mean, you were here, right, during the football match or whatever.
yeah, yeah.
He asked me like 3 times, "Are you still working from home?" As if my actual like labor output is any fucking different. Do you see, like, in the sense that the things that I have to do, are they different at home? Not really. They're exactly the damn same.
Yeah, fucking answering emails.
But work did not give me a work phone, right? So basically, I do have to have my phone near me because every single work call
Goes through
goes
that.
goes through my phone. Which isn't very fair, actually.
And that's problematic also because once the phone call's done, I bet you're thinking I can check other shit. I wonder what my Instagram feed is saying.
Yeah, social media. But the thing is, man, I used to have a colleague in one of my jobs, and I would see them. They would go on Instagram, then they would look at the stories,
Mm.
and then they'd look and they'd close it, and then within 2 minutes they would have opened the same app again to check the same stories again that they'd just seen. But it's, of course, who hasn't got stuck in that loop? Like, I know for a fact, Facebook videos. Like, I started watching Facebook videos. One thing I've noticed, I watch one catfish video, and now I always get MTV catfish videos, and it's like, of course, one element of it is I'm attracted to public spectacle.
But also,
Like,
there's also a bit of nostalgia in it also because I used to watch Catfish back in the day.
oh, okay. No, I never used to watch it, but
Okay,
I kind of like the idea of these people like chatting on the internet, and then some mad fucked up shit going on behind it. But
you think you're gonna
also,
meet a baddie and then you meet some guy there with like fucking. There's one episode I'll never forget it. Like literally, this guy was talking to some woman, right? And she was talking the most. She's like, "Come see me in the park. It's so beautiful, all of that. We should get together." Man pulls up with the film crew and it's some dude there.
is it?
And I think, yeah, it's some dude. He's just chilling there. He's like, yeah, I punked your ass. I was texting you. I can't remember her name. I think it must have been like Jessica or something. Yeah, I'm Jessica, mate. And the guy just says this, I don't know what to do. Like, it was just so funny, man,
No,
honestly.
but that's weird. Like, that guy's fronting like it's a joke, but his behavior is the weird. No, but right. I used to be like, I used to go on 4chan and all this shit. I
Yeah.
remember going to college, and another dude I knew, who strangely enough, bruv, he didn't seem to shower a lot. I don't know why I'm mentioning that, but it is a fact. But I did
He
quite like
stunk a
that.
lot, basically.
Yeah, yeah, he had a bit of bo. But I did like
Oh,
this
shit.
dude. But
Yeah.
time, it's like lunch break, and this guy, he's been on 4chan longer than me. Like, he's what they call an old fag in the 4chan lingo.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay. This is such a random story because I did not think about mentioning this. Anyway, we go to the post office. It's like, oh yeah, I need to collect a package, and there's a package with a woman's name on it, and he opens the package, yeah, and there's fucking like, there's like $300 in like bare
What?
fucked up $10, $20 notes,
Yeah,
cash,
yeah.
cash. And I'm looking at him and I'm like, what the fuck is this, bro? And he's just like, oh yeah, some dude sent me some cash. And I'm like, what? What do you mean some dude sent you some cash? And he's like, yeah, man, some dude in America sent me some cash. And I was like, oh, okay, but that wasn't your name on the envelope or whatever. Like,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
picked up at the post office. Like, that's not your name. And he's like, yeah, I know that's not my name or whatever. That's just who I pretend to be. So basically, this fucking dude who didn't shower, he obviously would post and pretend to be a girl or bullshit on the
Oh,
internet
shit.
and just chat to guys and create like little personas and then be like, oh, I'm really in trouble. I need to move house. I need to get out. Can you help me? Can you send me some money? And obviously he like must have been speaking to this dude like a month or two for him
Yeah, of
to
course.
send like. But this is the thing, he sent it in the fucking post. That's what got me. He didn't wire the money, so it might have even been some kid like living in his own mother's basement, like saving up cash and sending it.
Shit. Fucking
So
hell.
That catfish shit is mad.
yeah,
But
yeah,
but one thing is, these days, how can anyone be catfish? Because straight away, I would be like, if I was not sure about someone's identity, I'd be like, video call straight.
yeah.
Because
FaceTime,
you
definitely.
can video call people like abroad, so why wouldn't you
Mm.
video call? That's what I think killed the catfish.
Okay, yeah, that's true. That's true.
That killed the catfish, really. But still, it did used to happen for sure. Like before like laptops had, before mobile phones had cameras and shit, people would
Of
be
course,
catfished all over. Like,
of course, man. I remember landlines, man. I literally paid. I used to have a land. The thing about landlines also, like, I never realized that somebody else could be like, if you had a landline in one house, like, if someone was talking on one phone, you picked up the other phone, you could hear their conversation.
mm,
Yeah, and that shit kind of caught me out one time when
what
I
at
was in
home?
a. Yeah, I was. This is when I was in like year six, and so when you have like like your primary school crushes.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
this one
yeah, yeah.
girl, she asked my number. I was like, I haven't got a phone. She's like, okay, give me your landline. I was like, okay, yeah, sure. So I remember 7 o'clock. She calls my phone, and then I literally run to the landline. My mom's like, oh, why is he running to the landline? So I'm on the phone. I'm talking to. I don't even know at the time. We're probably talking about fucking Beyblades and shit like
Yeah.
that. Or like
Jesus,
what was.
Beyblades. Yeah.
So as I'm talking to her, I can hear like someone like breathing in the background. So I ask her, I was like, Lauren, is there someone behind you or something? She's like, oh no, I'm just here by myself. And I literally slammed the landline down because I realized what the fuck was happening. My mom was on the other telephone in her bedroom listening to my conversation. And I was like,
She was
yo,
CIA in your ass.
bro, fucking NSA, bro. So what happened was, you know what's funny though? She never mentioned it though. So I went back into the living room to continue watching TV, and she went back in the kitchen, and we never spoke a word of it. I was like, this sly woman, honestly. So yeah,
No, of course it's only natural. Like she don't want. Do you know what I mean? She don't want to be grandma too soon.
yeah, exactly. A 10-year-old having a kid, jeez. Well,
Jeez.
you've heard stories of that.
Well, yeah, you have heard stories. No, but so how, like, because that's what I mean. I've just noticed my working week. I just end up, it's awful because I need
Mm,
the phone close to me to take calls and shit, but
mm.
simultaneously I end up just on it for crap reasons,
Yeah.
for like checking social media that I've already checked. Like, think about it, man. The reality is you could check social media once a day and you would be done within 15 minutes. You wouldn't need to go
Yeah,
back. You only need
entirely.
15 minutes. But the way it's designed, the way, do you know what I mean? The way the kind of,
The algorithms also, man. They
yeah,
just show you
like,
stuff that they think that you want.
yeah.
And
And
all,
and your brain, this is the thing, like, they've got millions of computer servers working this shit out. It's too hard for our simple minds to deal with, you know?
entirely. And also, I feel like I don't know about you, but my concentration, I do feel like maybe when they do a study in 100 years about the impacts of like mobile devices on our brains, man, I feel like our level of concentration is dropping, bro, man.
No,
Like even like
absolutely.
I don't know about do you search how long movies are now before you actually watch them?
Well, I do download movies. It,
Okay, so you
but let's say sometimes if a movie is too long, but
yeah
this is the weird thing though with movies,
yeah
right? I think a lot
mm,
of movies are too long anyway, especially modern movies. It's like they all need to be 2 hours to make it worth your money, but
mm,
a lot of modern movies would be better if you cut half an hour off them. Like,
yeah
seriously. But I know
entirely,
what you're
man.
saying. Like,
Like, I'm checking
I
the run times for film because sometimes I'll watch a movie and I'll literally have to like pause it. Like I think there was a Jason Statham film that I never finished watching. It's called The Meg. It's like him versus some mega like super shark or some shit.
oh,
Honestly,
okay, yeah.
the ideas they're making up these days. But I never finish it by the hour mark. I'm dozing. I'm falling asleep. Whereas before I could watch, I don't know, what's a long film? Lord of the Rings, for example. But that's a good film though.
Yeah,
But
no,
like.
no, but I don't think movies are necessarily a great example. But it's like
Mm.
books,
Okay,
magazine
yeah,
articles, like
definitely.
anything that takes like an extended concentration.
Definitely, I got to think twice about it, which was never the case before. Was never the case.
So this is one thing. This is what I don't like the phone shit. I wish I could have it aside. And in fact, I've told you. I think from tomorrow, I'm gonna, because admittedly, I have it on silent, and then just if I see it, I'm gonna put it on loud and put it across the other side of the room.
Mm.
And then if it rings, I'll walk over and answer it. But I can't. This is the thing. Like at the moment, it's like I have a distraction in my hands. If I don't want to work, like, and this is the other thing I notice, I tend to do it when I'm more stressed. If I'm not stressed, I'll sit there and work. But when I'm stressed, I'll start looking at ways to avoid doing work because it's
That's something to do
causing
with human
me
psychology.
anxiety and shit. Anxiety is a strong word, but you know what I'm saying. It's like it's causing me stress because
So you
I've
need
got
some
to do
form
it.
of comfort,
So
basically.
I'm trying to displace the stress. And actually, the ridiculous thing is, the best way to overcome that stress is to just fucking do the work. It's not
Yeah,
about displacing it, because every second I distract myself, all I'm doing is prolonging
make
my
it,
stress and making it worse.
yeah, yeah, entirely, man. Entirely. The issue just builds up. You're thinking you're just delaying the issue to be dealt at optimal time, but really and truly, it's just piling up on you, man.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It is literally piling up on me. I'm not doing anything to resolve it.
Honestly, man. And also, I think you said it yourself. It's like the phone is always on. Like, when is there a period where the phone is actually switched off? It's always on,
It's
which is
always
weird
on.
because when you think about any other electrical device, whether your TV, your laptop, literally, it's they switch off at extended time. I was gonna say iPad, but no, most people leave the iPads on.
Yeah, leave the
But
iPad on. But
which
that's
is, I don't know.
no.
It's readily available. I think that's the issue, man.
Mm,
Because things like using a TV, you got to schedule that shit. And I'm like, all right, cool. At this time, when I finish doing this and that, I'll watch a bit of TV. But now the TV's in your hand. I could be doing the dishes while I'll be watching a YouTube video.
yeah. No, okay. And you know what I'm going to say? This is another thing about the phone, right? Because I know you hate this shit because you've turned off your read or like seen
Oh,
WhatsApp.
yeah, yeah.
Here's another thing with the phone, yeah? If you're fucking glued into your phone, it's like everyone is entitled to expect a response from you at all times.
That's true.
For me, I don't fucking like that. Like, for me, it's just like I don't want to have to respond to anyone and everyone. It
That's
does, you
true.
know. In some ways, this is the one thing. It's like I almost wish WhatsApp was just on the computer, right, rather than on my phone. If it was like a software on my computer, then when I want to fucking talk or when I'm available to chat, then I could boot up my WhatsApp and then chat.
Yeah. But what's happened on the phone? They even tell you when the person's online and when they're not.
Yeah, that's another thing I hate. Like, how many times I've seen it, you might have not seen it, you might not see it at all now, but I fucking hate it when you're typing away and someone's not reading your message and they're online.
Yeah,
Like, you're
yeah.
getting blanked or shit, or, do you know what I mean? But this is what I'm saying, like, that's what I don't like about the whole phone thing. Like, I don't like this, like, it's even fucking abusive. Like, you know, if someone, like, what I'm saying is, if someone you don't want to talk to rings once, fair
Mm.
enough, they you don't pick up. But here's the other thing: what if they keep ringing and ringing again? Because they fucking know you're gonna look at your phone. What do you mean you ain't looked at your phone for 2 hours? Don't fucking lie to me. Do you know what I mean? And not only that, yeah, if they keep ringing, you can't even fucking use the phone, which is even worse.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You gotta wait for it to ring out.
You gotta
Or
wait
if you
for it
got
to ring
balls,
out.
you send a message and cancel it. But that's I don't think most cases you just let it ring out
Yeah, of
because
course
I
you
think
let it ring out.
that's two of I don't know what's the word I'm looking for, man. Like if someone cuts the call and you're like, yo, okay, shit, this is something else. This is turning into something else. I don't know if it's beef, but it's turning into something else.
No, but that thing, like, my phone is permanently on silent because,
Mm.
you know, if I'm on the phone and someone rings me and I'm disposed to chat to them, I will answer. But you know, if it's not, if it's if I'm not on my phone, I don't want to be disturbed, frankly. But also, just like everyone else, I'm on my fucking phone non-stop
Yeah.
looking at
And
bullshit. So of course I'm going to see it. But sometimes I get the message like WhatsApp where I don't even look. What's the point? What's the rush?
no,
Everything
but
can
sometimes
wait.
that sound is like, I think there was research that says that the pinging sound that you get from your phone, like receiving a message or a DM or a notification, it's kind of like a dopamine hit, and a lot of people like that. Because has there ever been a period like the phone was in your pocket and you thought you received a notification but you didn't receive nothing?
Yo, yo, I used to have that shit
Yeah,
with
yeah,
the iPhone, bro. Like phantom messages. Like I'd feel like, oh, I got a message or
yeah,
something on my
yeah,
leg. Like when the
yeah,
phone's on,
yeah,
I'll look and it'd be nothing. I'll be like, oh this ain't good. Like that's not normal. But
yeah, exactly.
this is the thing. Like the phones. Ah, this is the thing. The shit ain't even a phone anymore, man. It's more like
Yeah,
it's like your people. What I'm saying is, people end up putting so much aside to look at shit on their phone, which literally builds nothing, brings nothing, offers nothing, to their lives and shit. I remember when I was single, and I started feeling fucking depressed on Tinder because I'd look
mm,
and it was like everyone was always fucking eating out. Everyone was always on fucking holiday.
yeah,
Everyone
yeah.
always was like dressed to the nines or whatever. And I was just like, Jesus fucking Christ! Like everyone's got money. Only I'm fucking poor. Only I'm not on holiday. Like the whole rest, because it creates this image. Like
Mm,
because what happens is everything, all Instagram and social media is like moments in time. It's not reality. It's like
yeah,
curated. You get to see what uh, they want you to see or whatever, and it just fucks with
entirely.
your mind. You know.
Definitely, man. Definitely. It makes us very compare ourselves. Are we not good enough? Am I not aspiring enough? Are my peers doing more than me? Like, yeah,
Mm,
it does create, it can create like an existential question in your mind about what you need to be doing or what you need to be achieving. And it's just, and even advertisements don't help also, man.
mm,
Like, like even on, what's it? Facebook, the side ads where they're saying, oh, okay, you want to buy these kind of clothes, you want to get this. Like, I get a lot of JD ads telling me to buy a Nike Tech tracksuit, man, and that's not even what I want. But when
hmm
I see other people wearing, I'm like, shit, man, maybe I should get it. But it's
Well,
just,
that's the other thing. Like, it's push all these things. Like, they want to push you a certain way. They want to make you feel like you need something. And I think part of this is like, here's the thing, like the way the world works is like right now it's important. You need to be involved in social media. It's a way
mm.
that you build your brand, you build your, and this is the other problem. It's like everyone's got a brand, but what I would wonder is those people, influencers, that kind of shit, that's their work, that's their job. But I see it. I see average people always hitting up the Instagram stories as if it was their job,
Entirely,
and I
entirely.
find that
What?
kind of interesting. Like I'm kind of like I can't be, but I don't have the energy to do that myself. But when I say I'm interested, I'm not really interested. I'm just interested in what they're trying to do or what's the fucking point.
I think it reaches a point of keeping up appearances. If you've got this lifestyle where you're flying out to Dubai and I don't know, you're literally in the luxury cars and shit, and this is what you put out as your internet persona, right? It's something you've got to maintain, and you can't just be going, okay, cool, now I'm in a hut in flipping in Cambodia. Look at me. Whereas before you're doing luxury kind of things, it's just
Mm,
you have to maintain it, bro. Because once you start showing that you're living a certain life, bro, it's like even yourself, you put that unnecessary pressure on yourself, saying people know me as this, so I'm gonna keep portraying myself as this. It's kind of an ego trip in a sense, where
mm,
you see yourself as one thing, and you expect others to see you that way, and because it's supposed to continue like that. Like you're not gonna find times when I don't know people divulging their personal shit about my parents have just got divorced. I'm so upset now. Let me take a picture. No, because that's kind of shit that put people off. The shit that people want to
yeah,
see is like it's not even aspirational no more, man. It's turned into jealousy, man. Because okay, let's say Cristiano Ronaldo gets Instagram. Probably I think he's got one of the most Instagram followers in the world.
Mm.
Ideally, you'd think, okay, yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo, he's done a lot. People can aspire to be like him. But when you're seeing him like eating out with flipping, what's his name, Salt Bay, you're like, yo, this is just the image thing, bro. And people want to replicate that, which isn't possible, you know. When you're earning
Mm.
30K a fucking year, you're not going to be able to go to Salt Bay and flipping have that guy pour the meat into your mouth.
Yeah. No, of course, like there's whole there's like a lot of agenda and like marketing and all that kind of shit. But this is what I'm saying. Like often you just see lots of people who literally do that, but they're not actually trying to sell anything or
Yeah. They're
like.
not.
And that's what I don't understand. Like, why are you putting all this effort into presenting something when it's got nothing to do with your professional career or anything? You know, I don't get that. Like, but that's like a human thing. It's like tapped into this human need for approval and to be like, you know what
Center
I'm
of
saying?
attention.
Yeah, to be center of attention, but also like social acceptance or social status. Because, for example, even just having lots of social media followers kind of equates to some sort of social status, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah.
Whereas, really, does it? Just because someone hit follow and hit, like likes your pictures,
What does that
it's
really mean?
yeah. What does that actually mean? Like, how many of these people would actually come out to bat for you or protect you? Or
Yeah, if I got $1 for every like I got, then fuck me, I would be heavy on Instagram. But that ain't the case.
yeah, I mean, this is the thing though. That's the interesting thing because some people do it. There's lots of like, there's a multitude of reasons people do it. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
but you know, fuck knows. It's a very strange thing, man. But fuck the phones, man. Fingers crossed. Tomorrow, I will put it aside and get some hours. Man, like let's say you know I'm supposed to work an 8 hour day. If I do 5 hours of focused work non-stop, I'm fucking good. I already like crushed my goals
Yeah.
tomorrow. So that you know that's what I need to do. I need to just think that way, man. But what you know, wrap it up for us, man. Like what are your final thoughts on this phone shit?
The phones have evolved, haven't they, man? Because I remember I had a Sony Ericsson when I was a kid, and then you
No
had
snake.
Motorola's, the flip. No, Snake. Oh, Snake was the OG. Yeah, Snake Gang. Yeah, that was it. Because whenever you picked up somebody's phone, you'd play Snake. That was the best source of information or entertainment you'd get out of it. Now you can play FIFA on your phone. You can literally watch
Yeah, that's
YouTube.
true.
You can play like RuneScape. I didn't even know you could do that on a mobile no more. So it's just I don't know if the phones have become something. They become a fashion accessory. They become more than what they're
Yeah,
supposed to do,
that's
which is
true.
to call and receive messages. And it's just I don't know. People just be careful what apps you got on, man, because you can have there's certain like question what apps you actually use on your phone. Because when I look at my phone, I've got like Audible, I've got like Amazon Music, I've got shit that I don't even use. And it's you know what, it's mental cluster, you know, like your phone is kind of similar to your mind. Like the reason you install an app is because you're like, oh, this will serve me some use later on. But you need to declutter, people, man. Just like the buzzword of mindfulness and all this shit, man. Be mindful of what's on your phone. If you're spending too much time on Instagram, delete the app, go through the web browser, you know. If you're
Don't go through the web browsers, people. Just ignore it completely.
Yeah, but that's a bit hard, man. That's like taking crack away from a crack addict and just saying, no, just
Yeah.
deal with the withdrawals. So it's
No, of
like
course.
I think we need to be conscious of how much time we spend on our phones. I feel like there's a whole world out there that's ready to be explored, man. And yeah, that's my positive feedback on a Tuesday.
BigKids.com.
Check us out. Send us a message. Send us some hate. If you're
Send us
talking
some
shit, let
hate.
us know.
Send us some hate so we know we made it, baby. That's how we know we're winning. You
Trust,
know.
man.
Peace.
Safe.